Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Mohammad Asgar, CEO and co-founder for Brand on Wheels. So in our last video, actually we looked into what is actually OH, that is out of home. And under out of home, I told you that we have different media offerings like print media, television, transit media, and so on. So today we are going to concentrate on one of the media offering in OH, that is transit media. Now, transit media is nothing but a moving media, which is not static, you know. So every day, a lot of people travel. In this travel, you see a lot of ads, and in and across you see a lot of moving media. That is basically called a transit media. Now, when it comes to transit media, there are many different ways to communicate with the with the consumers, or we call it TG, target audience. In transit media, basically what happens is we use anything which is moving around. For example, we use public transport, that is buses, metros. Uh, Metros nowadays has been used in all the urban cities. We use taxis, we use autos, we use airport. Inside airport, you have so many offerings, starting with maybe a digital display in the airport to a shuttle which you travel inside the airport. So all this mediums which are moving around you is basically called transit media. Yeah. So the question is, how powerful is this media? It's very powerful because it's always moving and it's traveling from one end to another end. You get a good amount of visibility, you know, and it also connects from one end of the city to the other end. So, if you're talking about a static billboard, it's just static and it is just stationed there. But if a cab or a bus or a metro, it travels from point A to point B, so it's capturing the entire city in that route, you know, and also giving you a good audience, a visibility. It also has a very good captive audience. For example, let's say you're traveling in a metro and you're spending almost 30 minutes to, depending on where you're traveling, 30 to 60 minutes in the metro, and you see so many ads inside the metro. So that is called a captive audience. You're inside and you see so many ads and you consume that ads. uh, Not only metro, you're in a flight and your tray table, where you consume meal, when it's, you see ads there. So that is also your captive there for at least an hour, 1 hour or so. A minimum flight is 1 hour. So you are consuming that ad there. So the power of transit media is huge compared to any other media. Now, not only the power, but it also has a lot of flexible formats. You know, you want to do something big, we can have a bus wrap. You want to do a larger than life, you can have a flight wrap. You want a captive audience, you can do inside bus or inside metro or inside flight or inside a cab. You want a good visibility, a medium in transit media which should reach each and every nook and corner of the city. So you have cabs, you have autos where you can do branding on it. So you have many options and a lot of flexible options in transit media compared to any other media. Yeah. Not only that, it also gives you a good brand recall. When I say brand recall, what happens is, let's say you see an hoarding somewhere and you've seen that just for a few seconds. Then you get into metro, you see the similar, communication or ad inside the metro. Or you're traveling, you get into a bus. Before getting into bus, you see a beautiful wrap on the bus with the same creative. So the brand recall is much 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 higher in transit media, and the impressions, as I told you earlier, are much higher, compared to any other media offered in OH. And when, because the impressions and brand recall is higher, even the engagement is higher, because it's not just 3 seconds or 5 seconds media. This media is traveling with you, it's in and around you. So even the engagement is much much higher. Now, with transit media, you can do a lot of planning, targeting, many things you can do. For example, if you're offering, if you want to do auto campaign, auto branding, you can do a hyper local campaigns. You can select the areas where actually your TG is, your target audience is, and you know plan certain autos. Let's say you want 100 autos in one area, one pin code. We can cover that area with autos and can have hyper local concentrated visibility in the cities. You can also target, for example, if you, let's say you have some hoardings or some other things, billboards and hoardings in one stretch. You want people to see more, because as I told you, static is just there, but moving media is everywhere. And let's say you do cab branding, and these cabs are moving in and across the city, wherever you see in the signals, near the railway station, near the airport. So you can plan the campaign very well with transit media. Yeah. The transit media also gives you a very good comparison when it comes to giving you a beautiful creative. For example, nowadays there are a lot of media offerings in transit media. For example, they are innovating new things. There are a lot of things where you do a full wrap of cabs, you do a full wrap of buses, and this buses look so beautiful. So the media also, the creatives on the media also looks really beautiful when you get into transit media. And this is right in front of you, it's not on top of the building or something, it's right in front of you. So you can get your deserved target audience and impressions with transit media. Yeah. So the transit media is simple. Your brand deserves to be remembered and talked about wherever the journey takes you. That means wherever you're having your journey, the brand is also traveling with you. So that's basically what actually transit media is. I hope I would have covered few things. If I've missed out something, please do put a question. I will revert back. Thank you so much. Today, we have covered a few things on transit media. Maybe the next video we may cover some other media offerings under OH. Thank you.